Wonka is directed by Paul King, stars Timothy Chalamet, Kala Lane, Keegan-Michael Key, Olivia Colman, Rowan Atkinson, and Hugh Grant, and tells a story about Willy Wonka, chock full of ideas and determined to change the world one delectable bite at a time, is proof that the best things in life begin with a dream, and if you're lucky enough to meet Willy Wonka, anything is possible. Hello, you beautiful movie lovers, my name is Louie, aka Movie Phantom, and today we are talking about Wonka, the new movie from Paul King, and that synopsis on Letterboxd isn't really a synopsis, but I don't care, I'm lazy, so I'm gonna keep that in, cause, yeah, but anyways, I was very excited for this movie, mainly when it was announced because of Paul King, cause I love the Paddington movies so much. They are two of my favorite movies of all time. Like, there's just something about them that are just so good, like, I love them, and, admittedly, I have never fully had, the biggest attachment to the original Willy Wonka movie. To be fair, I have always liked it. I do think it's a good movie. I've seen it in theaters, I think, about twice, maybe. And the less we say about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and even Tom and Jerry, the one, the better. But anyways, I haven't fully had that great of a connection with it. I don't understand the love for it, and like I said, I do like it. I just don't fully understand why people love it this much, but I was still very excited for it because of Paul King. And now having seen it, this movie's so good. I love this movie. I am being serious. I love this movie. It's flawed, don't get me wrong, but it's still so much fun. I am not sure I have had the biggest smile on my face at a movie the entire year. I was smiling so hard. Just irritate. I just love this movie. Okay, and I'll tell you why. First off, Timothy Chalamet. People have criticized his performance, mainly from the trailer, but admittedly, I love his performance. He fits Willy Wonka as a character. He's so charismatic, he has so much energy, and it perfectly works with it. I loved his performance, and he's even a good singer, and even though it probably is auto-tune, he is amazing. He, like, genuinely, the choreography with the dance and the musical numbers themselves are great, and Timothy Chalamet also just, I mean, genuinely, I loved his performance so much, and admittedly, I kind of prefer him as a Willy Wonka. He just fits the character, he has the look, and he just adds so much to it. His performance is amazing. I loved his performance so much. And also the other characters themselves are really great, because with that, he does meet people along the way, and I also really love their characters too. They have great performances and a lot of depth. Particularly the main one is Noodle, played by Kala Lane, who also does a really great job in this movie, and I really did love her performance. She has a lot of character depth to her, and her backstory is kind of tragic, and she really does elevate it with it. Keegan-Michael Key is also hilarious, and surprisingly, Hugh Grant, who is in it very little, does do a good job for the most part, which shocked me with how little he was in the movie, but still. Also, the musical numbers themselves, I did really love. I don't know what it is, but I just love the soundtrack so much. I just genuinely, my personal favorite song in the movie itself is You've Never Had Chocolate Like This, which has so much energy to it. Everyone just goes amazing. There's one part where it says everything turns into a Broadway show, and it just has so much energy with it. I mean, genuinely. And just with what comes after that for a brief couple of seconds, it just elevates with it, and I just love that part with it. All the musical numbers themselves are really good, like I said, and surprisingly, the runtime for a lot of them are actually short, surprisingly, and genuinely, I love them. The score itself is also really good from what I remember. It does have the old themes from the movie and the themes from the movie, and I think it really works with it. The old classical music number, the notes with it that are obviously for fan service for people who love that movie, but even then, it just really works with it. I just loved just hearing the noise of it. It just fits so much with it. The runtime for the movie is nearly 2 hours, and while I did kind of feel it at some points, it just, I could have probably watched another hour of this movie, because I just wanted more from it, actually. I just loved this movie so much. I love the world itself. It's just so nice. And I also love the villains in this movie. They are so over the top, but also villainous, and with the over the top stuff with it, they do it in the best way. In fact, with one character who, if he literally hears the word poor, he will get sick, which I could not help but laugh at, admittedly. The humor itself is well balanced with emotional scenes, and I did think they worked really well. Also, I've heard some people criticize that the movie is a little bit silly, but for me anyways, I didn't really feel like it. The camera work itself is also really good, and like the Paddington movies, you can really tell Paul King loves Wes Anderson. Genuinely. Issues, I feel like we could have gotten a little more from maybe some characters past, but I don't know, but even then, that just feels like I'm just cherry picking some stuff. But, kind of a nitpick here, but with some editing with it, because there are two scenes particular where a character throws something to a character, and you can tell that they just cut and then they just, but admittedly the first time it isn't that noticeable, but the second time when it comes near the end of the film and in its climax, you can really tell it's there. It's kind of a nitpick, but even then it just kind of bothered me a little bit. But overall, I really loved Wonka. I had a blast with it. I'd highly recommend seeing this in IMAX, because it really elevated it with it. I had so much fun with it. The musical numbers themselves are great. Please watch this movie, whether you're a fan of the original or not, please. And if you haven't seen the Paddington movies, what is wrong with your life? Go do it now. But anyways, overall, I loved Wonka. It's so much fun. It's just magic. I loved it, and I can't wait to see it again. And I give Wonka an A-. So those are my thoughts on Wonka. What did you think about this movie? Did you love it, hate it? Let's agree, disagree down below in comments. Come on, tell me. Like I said, December is going to be a pretty big month with it, and the first couple of days for January, I have some stuff planned. But anyways, that's me for now, and as always, stay awesome.